Hello and welcome to an amazing podcast. This is, God, I don't have the energy to come up with one for this. The Oni D.
Okay, this is the one and only Matt.
But okay, that one was really good. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear my introduction?
No, you're
No.
cut off then. That's embarrassing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is embarrassing. Let's just make it even more embarrassing by
Okay.
me not introducing myself, and we can just continue.
Yeah, I think that's a
Modi
good idea.
Taro. And we are reviewing Tougen Anki for the 5 people who probably know what this is. To the rest of the folks, this is a shonen battle manga. 1 second, I'm bringing up my notes. I can do this.
Yes, you can.
I believe in myself. Do you believe in me?
I'm losing
little
faith
bit.
by the second.
As long as there's something. Alright, yep. Tougen Anki, based off the manga Tougen Anki, Legend of the Cursed Blood. Okay, and if I had to sum this up, I would say poor man's Harry Potter / Jujutsu Kaisen. Basically follows the story of a ancient blood feud between mistbenders known as the Momotaro and bloodbenders known as the Oni, following the main character who I think I have opinions on, named Mr. Tougen Anki, after his adoptive father, a Momotaro, gets killed and he gets sent to insert magical school name here to learn how to become a bloodbender. What did you guys think?
Okay, first of all, I think that introduction by you was a little bit too dismissive for the person who was all hyped about getting us to watch this. So this is going to be an interesting review.
Matt, real fast. We need to do a quick poll, a quick whatchamacallit, theory. Do you think Modi liked this or hated this?
I think he thinks it's okay.
Wait, Matt. We'll get into what my actual answer is later on. But why did you sound like angry about that? Like, oh, he thinks it's okay. He should think it's trash. But
I don't know, because
or maybe I just read that wrong.
I have very little opinions about the show myself. So,
okay.
I think, coming up with what your opinions would be, I'm not sure.
Okay. How do you think D's gonna feel about it? I think I already have a clue, but
I think he's not gonna like it.
Okay.
oh, wait. So do you think I'm gonna enjoy it more than him?
Yes, that's my crackpot. I'm not putting any brain cells into this. I'm just saying it.
Okay, all right. I wanted to set up some expectations for the audience.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, I'll start things off. I went into this wanting to like it. I thought this was going to be another Ninja Kamui thing where I did not expect it to be high fiction, but I thought it was going to be dumb enough and entertaining enough for me to turn off my brain and get into it. I will also say that I think the first episode was a lot better than the second, and I think the second is where it lost me really hard. So, I'll start off with this. The first frame of the main character did not sell me on him at all. The fact, I don't know if this is just cultural sensitivity, but them introducing their, discipline challenged, recently expelled student by just framing him in front of a giant wall of guns. Oh my god, red freaking flag. I half expected him to tell the friend he was on the phone with, yeah, don't worry, I got expelled, just don't show up to school tomorrow. luckily, I'm happy they revealed them to be like airsofts, and I was able to get behind it a little bit more. But still, I was like, oh no.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say luckily this was Japan and not America.
That too.
No, but honestly, when I saw the room full of guns on the wall, I was like, wait a minute. I literally like had to double check. I was like, wait a minute, does this show take place in America? Because like
In terms of positives, I will say for what we saw of it, I did enjoy his relationship with his dad. I did get the whole teen angst thing going, and I'm always a sucker for found family. Like, it's not the dad you were born with; it's the dad that stepped up, kind of thing. So I did really enjoy that. As far as this definitely falls into the trope of shonen protagonists who can turn into a weird monster thing, like Chainsaw Man or like Don Don Don. But again, it's so bargain basement Jujutsu Kaisen, even down to the whole like next episode, him like taking place in a room with him tied up while his like his eccentric skinny mentor lectures him about like the world building. I did also enjoy the initial fight scene with like evil Mistbender guy. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. This didn't grab me as much as I thought it was. But I also I will say again, I thought his dynamic with his dad was probably the strongest aspect of the show. I'm really mad they dropped it. Like, I think the idea of like this father and son going on a road trip to try to like escape these weird superpower bounty hunters, and his father realizing that like he can't take care of him as best as he could, so he has to hand him off to like the weird bloodbending school to like so he can actually be safe, would have been a really interesting sort of story path. And like coupled with the fact that they're both on opposing sides of this conflict, so you could have a good story about like people being born on opposite sides of a blood feud, overcoming their differences and becoming like learning to care about each other, would have been a really interesting thing. But they killed him off, which disappointing.
Oh my god, you're so right. That would have been so much better if they were just like had the dad stay alive, because like I feel like that was the obvious thing to do was what they did, which is just kill him off.
Right.
Whereas as I think having someone on the other side of the conflict, especially someone who cares about him, I think would have been interesting.
The other thing too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I just said to fill in the space.
So I think the other issue with this too is going in the magic high school route, and that kind of trope works well for like Harry Potter, Naruto, My Hero Academia, even Ruby, because the thing that they're going to school for is something that's really recognizable and very fascinating. Like, oh man, he gets to learn how to be a wizard. Oh man, Deku's learning how to be a superhero. Oh man, Ruby's learning how to do a Ruby. Oh man, Naruto's going to become a ninja. Like, all of these things are things that are like really fascinating, things that like a lot of people would like to be, especially when they were like young teenagers and stuff. The problem with this high school is like, oh man, he gets to become an Oni. Is like, what's an Oni? Is it like a Shrek? I'm pretty sure you don't need to go. I'm pretty sure Shrek wasn't like formally educated. Like, it's such a hyper-specific thing that it just doesn't grab you as well as most concepts in this genre. Even like Jujutsu Kaisen, like, he's going to sorcerer school to become a kung fu ghostbuster. Yeah! And the fact that his teacher definitely doesn't have the charisma as, whatchamacallit, Gojo. And the fact that he feels very quirky for the sake of being quirky, it just doesn't stick for me.
Okay, so I have a lot to say. Most of it responds to what you guys said. I think to start with his character introduction, I didn't like it either, but for a different reason from you. I didn't like it because I felt like it was just kind of boring. Like, I guess the idea was to establish that he's like a delinquent kind of guy, like that's his personality and whatever. But like, if you want to establish that, maybe show a scene of him doing whatever he did to get himself expelled, rather than just like the first scene being him talking on the phone about how he got expelled. Although I agree that the guns is probably like a good touch to like characterize him, and it also like it's not a wasteful thing either, because we see that clearly that's like what it influences his powers when he powers up. And then on the relationship with his dad, I actually didn't like it that much. I feel like the emotional impact when he died wasn't actually that impactful.
No, you're completely right. Like that, I didn't like their relationship, but I was like, that would have been a more interesting direction to take it, you know. But yeah, like that, I thought they were not believable, loving father and son to me.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
They had a flashback.
At first, I thought they were
okay?
like, are these guys like actually brothers or something? Like what?
I mean, for me, it's not that it was not believable. I just think that the writing was kind of, I don't want to use the word lazy. I'm just going to say lazy because I can't think of a more respectful word.
Rush, maybe?
But like it was just kind of weak in that aspect, because I feel like it's relying on a trope, not even really a trope, like a common thing that we see in reality, like this type of relationship between a child and a parent. So it's pretty much relying on our like intrinsic knowledge of how those types of relationships work, where like they'll be bickering all the time, but at the end of the day they love each other, right? But this one, it only really showed the bickering for like a few minutes, and then like it's not a tough leap to assume that they love each other, and it's not like necessarily a surprise when his dad sacrifices himself to protect Anki. I forgot his name, to protect the main character. But I still think it wasn't like, there just wasn't enough setup for me to actually feel that bad when he died. And maybe another option would have been, rather than him dying, maybe he gets taken prisoner or something like that. And when it comes to the blood thing, maybe I'll wait to talk about that, because I'm sure we'll get to that. But in terms of the academy, I actually think, so like when you were talking about like this is like a discount, what would you say, Jujutsu Kaisen with Harry Potter? To me, I feel like I see it as like a mashup of like Mashal and Fire Force.
Ooh, that's mean.
Wait,
Mashal and Fire Force.
Which one is mean? Is it the Fire Force or the Mashal?
Both.
Or both.
I think I like this more than Mashal. I think I like
both Mashal and Fire Force more than this.
Yes.
But,
sorry, I got my words. I think I like Mashal more than this, which is saying something.
Yeah, but I don't think it's close though. And I think for me, I kind of had the opposite feelings going from episode 1 to 2. Episode 1 to me was like very boring, and I was like almost falling asleep. And then episode 2 also started off boring, but by the end I got excited because I typically just like, you know what I like. You know, I like the whole school trope where like they're going to school and they do little games and competitions and stuff like that. That's what I enjoy about My Hero. That's what I enjoy about Mashal. That's what I enjoy about a lot of other things. So by the end of episode 2, when they're like, okay, now we're going to go into the Naruto Forest of Death and we're going to, play tag or whatever. I was like, okay, I still don't think I probably won't continue, but like I finally feel a little bit hooked. The only reason I won't continue is because I don't actually have faith that it's going to deliver.
Okay, here's the thing.
The premise of what's about to happen is interesting to me, but I just don't feel like it's actually going to deliver. So
okay, I would get, if I went onto Wikipedia and read the like summary of the next episode, and it literally ends with one of the students killing like Sensei-san, and then it being like, no, you're not graduating, you killed one of the teachers, what the hell's wrong with you?
Wait, so if you saw that, what would you say?
I would continue watching it.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to get attacked by an external force during this like training arc or the acceptance exam arc or whatever?
I don't think so. I think it's too early in the series. I think what this is going to be is just going to be like a way to get us acquainted with the new characters that were just introduced.
You know, my other issue with this is, too, they keep saying, like, do this or you're expelled. I'm like, so? Wait, and follow
Wait,
question.
what do they do if you're an Oni, right? And they expel you, are they just going to kill you?
Are they
You're
just
like,
gonna,
you're like a demon. You're like a bomb waiting to go off.
Right. Or, like, are they going to, like, pay for your, like, travel back home? Are they just going to, like, all right, here's your expulsion boat. Good luck.
What's up with all these psychopath schools that are like, if you don't pass this exam, we'll cut off your head and kill you? Like,
They just mentioned
stakes, bro.
why is every
Stakes.
fair? Why has every protagonist lately been like a super meat-headed dumbass who like
Lately?
brute forces?
What do you mean lately?
Sorry, forever, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like you can go back literally forever, at least in terms of anime and stuff, and most of them are like this.
I think at a certain point, like my brain kind of like turned off, and I think I started enjoying this.
We're rubbing off like is that we're having a really hard cross pollination event. Like I think we're making Matt more of a meathead, and I think Matt's making me more of a not meathead.
I wouldn't go that
Oh,
far.
that's actually really sad. I can't imagine you as not a meathead.
I know, right? This podcast is ruining us.
Like the guy started like with the umbrella. He's rolling around with his like roller skates, and I'm like discount. I don't know, discount everything.
Go, Joe.
Discount
I was going
this
discount
character,
Levi.
Archetype. What?
I was saying discount Levi from Attack on Titan, but you haven't seen Attack on Titan.
Okay. I thought he was incredibly generic and dumb, but I'm like, you know what? That's okay. This is all okay.
He was on roller skates, Matt. Okay.
Okay, because here's
Generic-
the thing: like, if you really like this setup, then I think like this is probably a lot of fun for you. I just don't think I think I'm too old for this, guys. I think I'm too old for this kind of show. Because like I can
think so,
totally
too.
see like I could see myself being 50. I mean, probably not me because I was like a nerd who's like I believe in studying hard or whatever. Back when I was younger, but I could see like a lot of kids seeing this. He's an Oni. He's using his blood powers to like he's controlled his anger or whatever. And they're seeing all the different cool character designs. They're seeing the two women and I mean girls because I assume they're all in high school. Like have the same exact body type that appeals to them. And then just having a good time with that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. And I think I'm just like not the target audience for this.
I think I'm with you. I think I mean, you know what, if I'm being honest, I'm not even sure if I would have been such a big fan of this even when I was like 15 or whatever, because if I look back at the stuff that was out when I was 15, all of it was like better than this. So I don't know.
I think our stuff was better than this. Like we had Naruto, we had One Piece, we had Bleach.
Okay,
Even comparing it
15
to
and you've
Bleach.
never seen an anime before. I think you'd be like, this shit rocks.
To be fair,
This is
though,
awesome.
I don't
Yeah.
know, because to be fair, like, people in our generation are growing up with, like, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. This came out the same year as
Man
all
is
that
much
stuff is
more
better
different
than
from
this.
this. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know about Demon Slayer, but to be fair, I didn't give that show much of a chance. So.
I mean, yeah, I think Chainsaw Man is actually good, like genuinely good.
Yeah.
And I think Demon Slayer is better than this, Yeah. But, so yeah, I wanted to talk about the blood. I think this is probably one of my biggest issues with it is that I feel like it's kind of a waste.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the blood concept is not being used to its full potential, because everything that they do with the blood, you could just like insert whatever magical ether thing you want, and it would be the same result. Like, I feel like the blood is just there because it looks cool, even though to me personally, blood doesn't even actually really look cool. But you know, just I guess just because it's like it's edgy or whatever. Like, I feel like it would be much more interesting if they actually did like things you could only do with blood. You know.
Or the other thing too is like take into consideration blood loss. Like, Teacher Chan just pulls out an entire umbrella of blood, drops it, and then pulls out another one. How are you not like feeling woozy from that kind of stuff? Or like stuff like the main character's power is just he's shooting off like cannonballs of blood. Like, maybe like his whole like stick or something could be him like, okay, I need to do smaller rounds to like conserve blood and everything.
Maybe he will learn that stuff.
Hopefully.
I mean, I don't necessarily rule out that they like blood loss could be an issue or things like that. But I mean, you could also say maybe they're just like, you know, since they're little blood creatures, they have like way more than enough blood, you know, to do what they got to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't like the way it's used. I think that's probably like one of, considering that the show revolves around it, I think that's like a big drawback of it, because I feel like it could be a lot more creative than that. Yeah, are you gonna say something?
Yes. Animation in this is probably the worst we've reviewed, I think, in a long time.
With like the 3D kind of 2D mix,
So, like, the first episode was pretty decent because when the characters were in moving fast, you can definitely tell it was CG, but it wasn't too jarring. In the second episode, holy crud, everything that was a far-off shot was CG, and, okay, that would have been fine on its own, but the fact that they literally draw 2D, like, faces on top of them, and they don't draw them on top of them well, is so jank. It's so jank. If it was, like, the kind of thing where they had 3D models, but they hand-painted the shadows on there, kind of like a discount, like, Arcane sort of thing, but the fact that they were just, like, superimposing 2D faces on them, oh my god, it was so jank. They CG'd Teacher Chan's rollerblades, for God's sakes.
Oh yeah. I actually didn't. It's not like I don't think the animation and stuff was good, but I don't think the CG is what ruined it. I think it just wasn't good in general. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that.
Like, I like some of the designs better than like something like Mashal or whatever.
I can agree with that.
Somewhat. Like, it has like a visual identity, even if it's like not, you know, super
yeah,
unique,
it does. Yeah, but I don't actually like it that much. I don't even think it's honest. I mean, it is unique, but I don't think it's that unique. Yeah, and I think it's like slightly better than the Mashal character designs.
Yeah.
I'll also say, like, this show desperately needs an emotional hook. Oh my god. Like, I really wish if they didn't go the whole, like, buddy cop road trip thing with him and his dad, at least, like, go into the whole idea of, like, holy crap, my dad is dead. I just lost my only family in the entire world. What the heck? Like, have him go through the stages of grief and have that, like, motivate him going forward. But as soon as he's, like, literally, 3 days later, he's trying to, like, he's practicing intros for, like, his class, like, debut. I'm like, bruh, you just lost your dad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I also I don't expect, I would almost never expect that from a shonen anime. So for me, the bigger problem is the setup, like this, like, I would prefer having them spend more time setting up the relationship with his dad to
Yep.
make it feel real. And even if he bounces back relatively quickly by anime logic, I would rather have that than what they gave us. But like he goes through like imagine if like they barely give us anything, which is what they did in my opinion in terms of like their relationship, and then he spends like a whole 1 or 2 episodes grieving. That would just annoy me.
I wouldn't
yeah.
say like a full episode of him grieving, but like have him like have that be in the back of his mind. Like he's here to learn. He's here to train up so he can get revenge on the people who killed his father. So maybe having like that sort of temper some of the whole like high school shenanigans, I think would have worked a little bit better.
Yeah, I can. I think I agree with that.
Also, the villain's magic effects look really bad to me. They look so... I know they're supposed to be mist, but they look like dirt particles.
Wait, are they really supposed to be mist?
I think so.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because why would they make it look like that if it's supposed to be mist? Like I literally thought it was dirt particles, like you said.
Like they look like bad dirt. Like if you look at, for example, something like from Naruto or like Avatar, where they have like sand bending, like you would expect something like that, but they're so default particle system-y that it takes me out of it so hard.
Yeah, I see. What
Like
you're
they
saying.
don't look like they have weight, and they don't look like a threat. They look like they look like they would give me a mild cough at worst.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that as well.
I thought the horns at first were eyebrows. I thought he had like big bushy eyebrows as like a part of his power system.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, except for just the eyebrows.
Yeah.
I actually think that's probably one of the better parts of the design.
The horns.
Yeah, the horns.
Yeah.
I'll also say that I feel like the conflict of this is really underbaked too. Because, like,
Yeah.
they're setting this up as like, oh yeah, it's the Momotaros versus the Onis, but we don't know, like, what centers around the conflict. It feels like
Yeah.
it's just, oh, we need to kill those Oni, or it's like, oh man, we're being hunted down. Like, they need to have something where it's just like, oh, the Momotaro think the Oni are a major threat, they're trying to protect society or something like that, or like, or have the Momotaros have it really hammered in like, we are just trying to live a normal life, stop trying to hunt us down kind of thing.
But yeah, what is the dynamic between? Is it just they're hunting them down and trying to kill them, and they're trying to survive? The Onis.
I'm playing, like, I feel like they're trying to go for an X-Men thing, but where it is right now, I get the impression that it's just a race war.
Because one thing they could do
which
is maybe establish the what are they called? The enemy guys.
Momotaros?
The Momotaros are like the authority of like wherever land they're in, whatever land they're in, and have like developed kind of like a police state trying to hunt down Oni or whatever. And then these guys are kind of like have to like topple the government or whatever. I don't know, something that's like adds some kind of like basic world building stuff, because I feel like the first episode doesn't do a lot to establish a lot about the characters or about like the world they live in.
Right.
Which I feel like is
'Cause
a
if
big issue, especially for like if you're gonna go to this big like say what you want about other shows, but at least they develop like the main conflict of the world a lot better.
Yeah. Because that's the
in
thing,
most
like, going
shows.
back to Mashal, is like, you can understand why, like, not having magic, like, for lack of a better term, it's a fascist, like, eugenic regime. You get that off the top, like, you get that from the very beginning. You get that, like, oh, not having magic in this world gets you euthanized. Whereas this is like, they're both superpowered assholes. Like, you don't really get, like, the whole, like, sympathy card played too much.
Plus, it seems like the Oni, like, it's kind of confusing because when they did that little intro backstory thing where they explained the backstory of the Oni and the Momotaro, it made it seem like the Momotaro was like a savior who came and protected people from the Onis.
Right.
But like it seems, at least in the modern day, it seems like the Onis are not bad because like they literally have a school set up to teach them how to control their powers, right?
Right.
So if they're trying to control their powers, that means they're trying to not go berserk, right? So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Plus, I mean, there's also the fact that the main character is an Oni, so you would think that they're not bad guys. So
like inherently,
yeah, that is kind of weird.
They're not like
This is
orcs or basic
Yeah.
demon stuff. You know, they can be good.
And this is the other thing too. It's like they have a private island that takes a lot of infrastructure too. So like it's like clearly like this isn't like a rat. It isn't like Jujutsu Kaisen where like the sorcerers are like clearly on the back foot. There's not enough of them. It's literally like they have an island. Why aren't they all just living on the island? Why haven't they all just effed off from Japan and just said like, yeah, this is only Oni land. We're not dealing with this stuff. Momotaros, here you go. This is our society.
I just feel like the school dynamic is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Like maybe they just had like an Oni rebellion or whatever, and they were just testing them out or something. But, like they have a whole ass school that I guess to teach them their powers, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the school dynamic is less weird than the obstacles you have to face to like get into the school or stay in, because like how are you gonna tell me the entrance exam is like getting choked out and seeing whether you survive or not, you know? It's like,
I mean, it's efficient. Like,
and then that's what I'm wondering too. If you fail the school, what do they do with you? Or do you get expelled?
like I'm assuming that if he failed, like he would have just choked them to death, maybe. But it's like, do you think he went through the same thing with all the other students too? Like they were all like, was the main character Shinki? You think that was like at the beginning of the day or the end of the day? Like at this point in Teacher Chan's like afternoon, he had already choked out like half the class.
well, I think maybe it was the beginning of the day because the room was like spotless before they started. So
See, I'm picturing like it's like a bunch of different rooms, you know.
Well,
like,
they did say he came in late, so the others presumably have been through the
Choked
process like weeks ago, you know. Unless it was that same day, and they mean late that day, but I don't remember.
I'm just saying, Gojo didn't need to choke Yuji out to like get all of this in order. Okay.
Even then, even if he did, that at least was like a unique situation where he had Sukuna in him. Like he was like different from the other characters because he was like destined to die in that show. Whereas this one, it's like
we don't know how different of an Oni he is. Heck, they don't even go into the whole aspect of him being raised by a Momotaro. Like,
right.
It wasn't. There's no like. We haven't seen any like. Can we trust him? Is he one of them? Kind of things.
We saw him beef with the COVID mask guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, what did you guys think about the character design of like the mummy council that rules over
Okay.
the Onis?
I think the idea is neat.
Or
I
the
just,
Momotaros.
I just think I don't know, maybe they could have like a cooler room. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That disappointed me because I think the idea of a bunch of Egyptian mummies hunting down these really Japanese ass like superhumans is really fun. I wish they would have like made that part of the premise where it's like, welcome to Oni school where you're going to learn how to hunt mummies. I'm like, okay, I could like, you have my attention. Or like the fact that like, I can't tell whether, like, that's the actual, like, Council of Evil or if they're just PA speakers. Because on one end, it's
just
like...
really fancy designs.
They just put, like, really... they just put PA speakers on random corpses, and they're like...
Yeah!
They're just Halloween decorations.
That would be too silly, I think.
The thing about that is, I feel like if I went and I looked at it in the manga... it would be a lot more creepy because I feel like it's supposed to feel very creepy, like these designs, but the way the anime did it is just wasn't that way at all. Like it It didn't feel intimidating at all.
They were too clean.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like,
and the lighting was too good too. It was like they're at a concert or something.
Because right now my theory is that either like this console is just really, really, really old, and that's what they're like, and they're like just desiccated corpses, or it's the kind of thing where like they're conserving energy, and then when a fight breaks out, they're going to like go full power mode, kind of. But like,
honestly, that wouldn't surprise me.
Like, I think it's an interesting idea or an interesting visual. I just think like it isn't executed as well as it could be.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. What did you think about the Shiki's transformation design?
It could have almost been my favorite, just because I'm a big Spider-Man fan and I really like the Carnage villain, and this is literally just gun Carnage. But I think the teeth and the fact that he doesn't have any eyes on the like face kind of diminish it for me. Like I like the execution of it. I think it's probably my favorite thing, and I will say I like it more than Chainsaw Man's design. But I think
wait, really?
Yeah, I think it suffers from execution.
I feel like that's kind of a hot take.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I acknowledge that. I'm definitely in the minority on this.
I feel like.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
No, you
can go ahead.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I remember Chainsaw Man's design. I don't remember Tougen Anki guy, Mr. Tougen Anki's design.
Mr. Tougen Anki.
Like I think another thing is I'm looking at pictures of this, like an image gallery for the show, and none of the pictures on here show his like monster design except I just came across one, but that was after like scrolling past like 70 images. So like I don't like most of it are the main character in his human form. So I feel like they knew they weren't cooking with this. Maybe that's not.
I mean, what did you search though?
Really just the name of the Tougen Anki.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is another one where I think similar to the Mummy one, I feel like if I went and looked at what it looks like in the manga, it would look a lot better. I feel like this is probably like I don't know what the word is. It kind of like it lacks edge. I don't know. It feels like you said, it feels too clean kind of. And maybe that's because they had to do it in CGI. I don't know. I mean, although it's not like you can't make it look good in CGI, but you know. But yeah, I also felt like it looked too clean. It wasn't. I feel like it would have been better with eyes. And then in general, I just don't like the power either. Like, it kind of goes back to what I said about how I feel like the blood thing is being wasted because it's like, okay, this guy he's a blood Oni and he has blood powers. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna make a bunch of blood guns. It's like, okay, all right.
See, the teenage edgelord in me thinks that sounds freaking awesome, but I feel like it's just not executed enough to like tease that like inner 15-year-old meathead.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like for me at least, even 15-year-old me, it's like there are plenty of other series that are the exact same as this. Like literally could copy paste the exact same, but the power system is more interesting than this. So it's like I feel like there's no point in time where I would be like, this is the best thing I could be watching right now compared to whatever else. You know, but
I feel like you kind of replace the power system with like any word, like I got ghost powers or I got I don't know, like zombie powers or something. I don't know specifically what about Onis that this is calling upon, but you know, I don't know, it just feels very generic, like especially for the idea that they're taking.
And I don't even know if I necessarily mind the powers being generic. I think what I mind is the powers being generic, but like the theme is blood. You know, like if you just made it so they just literally do magic or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. But you know, with blood, that sets up expectations for me. Also, I see this image you posted, and yeah, I think it looks a lot better in the manga.
Well, that's like one.
transformation.
That's one like cover of it that I think looks particularly. I think that looks cool. Like it looks like an actual demon, and like you said though, with the anime, it looks like way too clean for like what they're trying to do. I think if it looked more like that all the time, I think it would look better. And you could really play around with the fluidity of it, but you know.
But also, when I think about it, that's probably like pretty hard to do in 2D.
Yeah,
like,
but then why make the fucking show? Like, why make the show?
I mean, it's because it's a popular manga. And
I know, but do it justice. Like, I get it.
Seriously,
tough, but, like, that's the main conceit of your show. Like, I think that'd be a good thing to get right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but I don't know. I don't disagree, and it's not like I really care to defend this or anything.
Right.
But don't you think, I mean, you guys are animators, don't you think it would be like actually quite hard to make like a real high quality version of this character design, like the transformation, even in whether you do 3D or 2D? Like, I feel like it would be really like hard enough that it's not worth it.
I feel like you could, but at the exact same time, when I look at the material, if I don't feel like this material would be all worth that effort. I know that sounds a little bit mean, but like this isn't Tokyo Ghoul or Attack on Titan.
What you're saying. Yeah.
And I will say you could do some like. I will say it's really fascinating that they CG'd a lot of the blood stuff, because typically, like, CG has a hard time dealing with, like, amorphic, like, substances. Like...
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because with, stuff like water, you have to simulate that, and you have to calculate physics, and you have to have a lot of mathematic precision with it. Whereas with drawing, you're just sketching stuff onto a page. You have control over every frame, whereas like CG is a lot more chaotic.
Yeah. Well, okay, even
okay.
Even for 3D shows, like all the particle effect, like the dust effects, all the water effects, all the like other stuff, the ones that like look good are usually done with 2D, even in 3D shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you take something like Arcane, like all the dust and water and stuff is like primarily using like hand drawn stuff.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that doesn't surprise me that the good-looking ones come from 2D, but it does surprise me that you're saying it's harder to do in CG than it is in 2D, because it's like what you said, when you're doing 2D, you have to like think a lot harder, right? Because you're literally drawing it frame by frame. Maybe I'm not actually understanding how it works in 3D, but like, doesn't the computer handle like the physics calculations and stuff?
Yes, but the problem is it's like you don't have as much control over individual like movement and shape. Like if you want, like you can't tell a computer how you want the water to be shaped each individual frame. You have to just give it a path and then tell it simulate and pray that like you get the shape you're kind of looking for. So like if there was like something like this where I want the blood to get a very specific shape at a very specific time in a very specific motion, it would be easier to just hand draw it than to try to like fight a simulation.
D, correct me if I'm wrong, but also like render time, because like I feel like it'd take a lot less time to render, and plus you should be able to get it like the one time you do it, like when you draw it.
Yes.
If you're relying on a simulation and you're like, this isn't right, not only does it take a while to render like fluids like that, but also it like you have to re-render the entire fucking thing if you want to like go back and do it again to like get it right, you know. And you're like Dee said, you're kind of relying on the computer to get the exact look that you want.
Just to give you a bit of perspective, one of the like animated films that had some of the quote unquote best CG water was Moana, And the best, like the most dynamic shape they had for that is just the little tentacle. Like something like this where you need like complex like motions, shapes, things like shape shifting and changing form constantly. You would have a nightmare trying to do that in CG.
Okay. Another question. This is kind of getting unrelated, but do you think it would be easier to do a good job, like a good thorough job with the 2D in 2D, or a good thorough job in 3D when it comes to this Shiki's transformation?
Okay, so if someone came to me and told me make this anime, I would say you would use CG for a lot of the bodies, and then you would do 2D. Like, you would do CG for the characters, the environments, the props, but then you would hand draw the actual effects. So I wouldn't say, I think if you were to like 100% this in one medium or the other, I think 2D would probably be the easiest. Like, if you were trying to, like, say, Demon Slayer... Well, Demon Slayer's a bad example because it uses a lot of, like, CG backgrounds. If you were going to try to Shibuya arc this, I would probably say... I would almost say 2D. I think I would say 2D. Because I think the render times and the simulation stuff would drive you insane.
Okay, and sorry, another question. So I think we can probably agree that this is just like, in terms of what they did for the transformation, they did like an okay job, I guess.
Yes.
Maybe not in terms of design, but like in terms of execution. Could we agree on that?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
So do you think it would be easier then to do an okay job doing it all in 2D? So like if they put the same amount of effort, but they just made the transformation 2D, do you think it would look better than this or no?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Cool. Sorry, just wondering.
I will say, and this is going to sound mean, I definitely feel like the CG, though, in this was definitely used as a cost-cutting measure and not an artistic one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't think I have anything else to say. I wrote One Piece in my notes, but I don't remember why.
If you want to watch One Piece.
Why did I write One Piece? What does this have to do with One Piece?
Guys,
You just desperately want to change the show.
Yeah.
we're going to have to make a separate channel for all the games that come out for the anime that we watch, because Tougen Anki is making a mobile game. It's currently in development.
You're kidding me! You're kidding me! How? Why?
This game will launch sometime this year.
How?
That doesn't I mean, you have to keep in mind, right, that you're finding out about this from an anime, and if it got an anime, that means the manga was popular enough to get an anime. So it makes sense that they would have a mobile game too, you know.
I'm shocked. Okay, here's the thing. Someone saw... So, they announced the mobile game was being developed after the first season, which means someone saw this and was like... Someone had more confidence in this than Kaiju number 8. I want to mind you, there's no, like... I'm not surprised, like... I'm really surprised that this, like, people were this, they were confident enough to make a mobile game, but not confident enough to do a really good anime. That shocks me so hard.
You know, the other thing is, like, learning that they're making a mobile game out of this, it just, like, I kind of have, like, a feeling, no disrespect to the author, okay, I don't actually believe this, but the feeling I get is that, like, this whole show this series was just made in a boardroom. Like, they just got a bunch of editors and they're like, okay, we need a new manga. It needs to have this, and this, and then they put it together, and that's what it is.
The manga was released in 2020, so I wonder if there's some truth to that.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? No disrespect, though. No disrespect. I'm just saying,
They cranked the mobile game out for this faster than Jujutsu Kaisen, for God's sakes.
Okay, it's not out yet. They're saying it's in development.
But still.
I you know what? I feel like I could look up sales. I want to look up the sales of this.
Okay.
I think the sales for this were pretty solid.
Over 2.6. Okay, as of May 2024, they had 3 million copies in circulation. So it's getting millions of sales, I would say. So I guess it's not surprising.
Yeah. I think it's on chapter 2. Let me see what chapter this is on real fast. What chapter do you guys think this is at right now?
If it's been going for 5 years, I'm going to say around 200.
I was thinking 200, but I'm going to go in the middle and say 80.
Oh. I'm not going to guess because I have no point of reference. I don't read.
Oh, it's monthly. Oh, is it monthly or weekly?
I feel like this I feel like this could be a monthly series.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's I think it's weekly. I think.
Hold on, let's see.
Like a good amount of this review is not talking about the show directly.
200. Modi wins.
200? Oh, okay.
226.
Yeah, I mean, for a weekly series, it's like about 50 a year, so it makes sense. Yeah, still can't remember why I wrote One Piece.
You were just thirsty. You were just thirsty for the One Piece right now, man. It's like you were thinking like
that legitimately could have been it. Okay, let me tell you guys something. This is something that like it's totally unrelated, but I subconsciously, like, if I'm on the computer, right, and I want to like search something in the search bar, I will subconsciously type Naruto or One Piece, like, without thinking, like, if I haven't figured out what I'm gonna search yet. And it's literally just like muscle memory from back in the old days, back in like 2007. I know you know this, D.
Yes.
When you would have to, like, if you wanted to watch, an anime, you'd have to go on YouTube, type up the name of the anime, type up like, like it would be like One Piece episode 5 part 1 of 3. And literally after every single part, like, you watch like 7 minutes of part 1. After every single part, you have to go back to the search bar and type in One Piece episode 5 part 2 of 3, So like I just got like a muscle memory from that long ago of just like subconsciously typing One Piece when I don't know what I want to say. So
the good old days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit fair to this show. I think I've not watched enough to fully form like a concrete opinion on it, because like we just got introduced to like each of the characters and they all got like one line of dialogue. Like, I feel like the main show kind of hasn't started yet, although like just from what I've seen, this I feel like I know where this is going, and I feel like it's kind of like, not too interesting. I don't think you go in like a lot of interesting directions, but like I do want to be fair by saying that like we've not really seen the main show yet 2 episodes in. That would be my only like thing, is like maybe there's a character that I really like, maybe there's a plot dynamic that happens that I think is like really interesting, like once we get past this hurdle of like, here's all of our characters, here's the power system, and now here's what we're doing. I just so far with this setup, I feel like the setup has been pretty like boring and like samey.
Listen, when we get to chapter 50 out of 200, it's going to really pick up, you guys.
I hope an anvil crushes the main character's skull, and then we introduce to a different protagonist.
He gets brain damage, and he has like a whole new personality.
He's got a whole new personality.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about his personality. Maybe I just don't have anything to say about it. So never mind.
He's really annoying. I don't like him.
I don't think he's annoying. He's not annoying to me, but he's just not interesting.
He's such a he's such a baseline archetype.
Yeah.
Like, he's the delinquent character, and I don't see any other thing about his personality that sort of, like, differentiates that. Like, with, like, someone like Denji, like, he is, like, the horny, like, teenager, but he has a rough upbringing that kind of, like, colors that. Like, Tanjiro is, like, your basic, like, shonen protagonist, but they push the whole good boy, like, Boy Scout thing to its absolute limit. Like, this guy is so, like, if I was to think anime delinquent protagonist, I would think this guy and nothing else.
For me, I feel.
Sorry, go on. You go on.
I feel like the best comparison I can make for this guy, or like for what this guy should be, like if I'm writing this guy, what I would be aiming towards is Ichigo from Bleach. Like,
Yes.
He is like the archetype of Ichigo, but Ichigo still feels more whole and like rounded out as a character. When you think about it, I don't want to be like all down and negative so hard on this series, but like compare the first episode of this series with the first episode of Bleach. Like, it's actually different. Kind of insane. You know, it's kind of insane, the difference. Because in Bleach, it managed to like fully characterize him very well. Like, it shows that, like, you know, he's a delinquent too, kind of, but like he's also a nice guy and helps people. He helps innocent people, protects people, and whatnot. And then the way he received his powers, it even had the exact same relationship between Ichigo and his dad, but that felt even more real. You know what I mean? Than this.
See, the other thing too is Ichigo got his like save the cat moment on screen. Like, we can assume that, like, yeah, he got expelled because he was protecting some other kid from bullies, but we never see that. We never get a moment where he's like helping someone else out. We never see like a choice that's like colored by his personality or what makes him unique. That's the biggest issue for me right now.
And just to speak on a thing that I can understand, because I don't know who the fuck Ichigo is.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, you do know who he is, but you just haven't seen that episode. Yeah.
But like, at least with Denji, right? Like him being like a super poor like delinquent is like and horny and stuff is super integral to his character and how like other characters manipulate him, how other people in the world see him, how he sees the world. And that's like kind of thoroughly explored in that show. With this one, like his relationship with his dad, I feel like is so weak that like I feel like it needed to be really important, especially with the like his existence owing to the fact that this one evil guy or part of the evil faction, I will never remember what the faction's names are, but was like kind enough to find empathy in the humanity to raise him. Like, if you take a character... I know, Modi, you don't like Superman, but something that's very integral to Superman's character is his parents. He was raised on, like a farm with, like, really good parents, and that kind of informs, like, how human and, like, how, like, Clark does, like, literally everything. I feel like we're really missing that with this character, really.
Yes.
Like, to me, the dead dad kind of feels like no different than if his like friend died. I don't know.
He got Uncle Bend.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say, really.
You guys ready for final ratings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I did have... Yeah, I'll say something else. I thought the opening and ending, in a weird way, this might sound crazy, but I think the opening and ending are better than Dandadan's opening and ending.
That's insane. That's a hot one. You are insane.
One.
What the fuck is
that's
wrong
with you? That's a hot take.
I liked the TikTok dances more than... Okay, is it better than season one's? Is it better than season one's? Is it better than season one's?
Of Dandadan?
Yes.
No.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, we're good. We're good.
The reason I think it's better is because if I just think purely in terms of visuals and whatnot, yes, Dandadan is better. But when I think about the whole package, the Dandadan openings and endings feel like kind of disjointed. I feel like the music doesn't really fit well with the visuals, and I don't think the visuals crossed with the music really fits all that well with the show, actually. But this one actually feels more consistent on all those fronts. So in a way, yeah, I actually think the opening and ending for these are...
For the first season of Dandadan, I feel like the opening and endings are amazing. I really like them, especially the opening. Like I just
I
think
agree.
it really like immediately pulls you in. I like what they do with all the characters, like how weird it is, right? And then just the ending is just like fun. You know, we get to see the cat, I don't know, play with stuff.
The other
but
cat.
like, I don't quite remember. I haven't seen enough of season 2's openings and endings to determine that. But this one, I don't even like really remember them, to be honest with you. Like, you know, I just watched it like a couple hours ago. I just know in the second one they had like TikTok dances that they were doing.
Oh wait, those were TikTok dances?
Well, I assume they're on TikTok or something because they're doing it on they're dancing on their phone.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's specific. I don't think there's specifically TikTok dances, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. I guess, yeah.
I will say. I will say I enjoyed the opening, and I can see where you're coming from. But at the same time, like, damn, that's a hot take, dude. That is a hot take.
Yeah, because okay, I think part of the reason is also when it comes to Dandadan, I feel like they're trying too hard, you know? And I mean, they're getting good results. They're trying hard and it's looking good and whatnot. But I don't want to feel like they're trying too hard. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, whoa, you know, like this is a lot. You know, it feels, how do I explain it? It feels like I'm being manipulated. Like, yeah, openings and endings are supposed to manipulate you to begin with. I understand that. But it feels like they're trying to make something that's going to like be super viral in itself, you know, outside of the context of the show even.
I will also say that I think the opening for Tougen oversells the anime. Like, I think, like, when I watch the opening, it has a very clear aesthetic, tone, mood, and vibe. And I don't think the anime capitalizes that or captures that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Even animation. It doesn't even match up to the animation, yeah. Maybe that's also another part of it. Maybe I don't actually believe my hot take. It might also be just, like, the fact that the difference in quality between the openings and endings for Tougen Anki is so much higher than the difference in quality for Dandadan. So it's like I just notice it. You know, it looks better on Tougen Anki because it's surrounding like a mediocre looking show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me actually check. I want to know which studio it is that I'm talking shit about right now.
Ooh, I can pull that up.
Studio Hibari. Okay, I've never heard of them. So
Same.
I don't know if that should make me feel bad or good.
Okay, hold on.
They did Assassination Classroom, which is like one of my favorite shows ever. So
no kidding.
They're not
but
like
just because the animated show doesn't mean you do the writing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, that's true, but this is actually something. Okay, this is the last thing I want to ask before I get to my
They did Monster Musume. What the heck? Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm looking through this, and they actually have some stuff that's pretty well known, and that isn't actually bad. But what was I gonna say? Last thing is, huh?
They did Toilet Bound Hanako too.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
I didn't expect you to.
It sounds kind of scary, honestly. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay. So this is gonna go to like the overall question about I don't know how to feel about the effect that the studio, like, story wise, I don't think the manga is like necessarily all that special or interesting. But I think it might have potential. Like Matt said, if I kept going, I don't know if I would be motivated to, but I feel like if I kept going, there is potential for it to be decent. Right? But I feel like that is the story itself separated from how it's packaged and how it's delivered through the anime, right? Like, and I haven't read the manga. So my question to you guys is, how much do you think... Actually, you know what? Let's give our ratings first, and then I'm going to ask this question. Sorry. Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I'll go first. So, for me, I'm of two minds. If I was being very nice and gentle with it, I would say this is a 5 out of 10. If I'm being really cynical, I would say it's a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. Like, I think there's a lot of, like you said, good potential in this. But I think a lot of the execution and a lot of the basic setup isn't winning me over just yet. And I will say that if you asked me, I would say there's a 40% chance of this being good in the future. Like, if I kept watching it, I think there's a 40% chance of me being like, yeah, this is the show. This is awesome. I was completely wrong. This is just like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, so for me, I'll start off with that. I like that statistic. I would say I would give it like a 30% chance of ending up being good. I'll give it a 40% chance of being okay, and a 20% chance of it being good. And what's next? Yeah, so just overall, I think none of the characters are interesting. The only one that I really like, even though I don't think he's interesting, is Naito, who is the homeroom teacher, mainly because I can really sympathize so hard with his idea of like just trying to be efficient, get conversations done quickly, like literally as quickly as possible, and most of all, getting places quicker than walking. Like, I wish I could rollerblade everywhere. That would be so much better.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were about to say I really sympathize with his like mentality of choking children.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's obvious. That doesn't need to be said.
Just get wheelies, bro.
Well, yeah.
I swear to God, when we went
honestly,
to see,
I might. But even wheelies, it kind of takes energy. You know, I need something like roller skates that's not as hard to put on as roller skates. You know what I mean? And that's not as bulky.
I swear to God, when we went to see Superman this weekend, I was shocked by the number of kids we saw like riding wheelies. That blew my mind.
Nate, the world is healing.
Yeah, exactly. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so that's characters. In terms of story, I think the premise is not interesting at all. I think the concept could be interesting, but it's not executed well because they don't do anything interesting with the blood powers. I mean, they do interesting things, but just not blood unique things.
Right.
Yeah,
my blood powers have STD.
What was that?
My blood power is I have an STD.
Oh my God, that would actually be so good. That actually be so good. I don't know if it would be kid friendly anymore, but it would actually genuinely, that would be good. Yeah, so that's that. Art wise, like I said, I don't think the character designs are bad. I think they're just kind of generic. They're like slightly better than generic, I guess I would say. Background designs, I don't really have much to say about that. The fights also were honestly kind of boring to me. Whether it was CG or not, like all the action just in general just was kind of boring. So yeah, I think overall I would give it... Oh, okay. And then I guess I would say, despite all that, I see a tiny glimmer of potential at the end of episode 2, but I really don't have hope because it's only a glimmer of potential for me personally because, like I said, I just like this type of arc structure where it's like, competition to like, figure out some certain task, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I just like that type of structure. But based on everything else from the first 2 episodes, I don't really have faith that it'll still be good regardless. So yeah, overall, I would give it a 4.5 out of 10.
Dang,
Sorry that was so long.
If you're starting out in school and you're like, or if you're going, even if you're going to college, you should use wheelies because people will think you're so fucking cool.
Yes.
Everyone will come up to you and talk to you. I think it's you could potentially use it to get dates and stuff. I wouldn't rely on that, but I mean, I had a friend in college who would wheelie everywhere, and he was so cool. Like, you would be talking to them, and he's like, "All right, I gotta head out," and then he just would roll away, and it was so.
God,
yeah,
were we the normal friend group?
A little bit, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something a little bit bold. And I'm gonna like put on big soft kids gloves here to just be like, I think I was, when I was watching this, I was like entertained enough. And I think I've just been seeing a lot of bad. I've seen a lot of bad movies lately. I'll be honest with you, like just like old bad movies, because that's what me and my friend would do for fun. And I think I'm also sitting here, giving Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen like 8s out of 10s, 9s out of 10s, and I feel like it would be fair to put. I think it's a 5 out of 10. I think I could go either way on this. I think it all depends on like if I were to continue watching this, I feel like it could either drop dramatically or go up like a little bit, if that makes sense. But I think a 5 out of 10 is fair because I enjoyed it enough. So
I'm so shocked that you gave it a higher score than me.
Yeah.
What did you like about it that makes it a 5 for you?
It's functional.
I think it's weird because I think I went into this show with such a bad mood just by how it started. Like I was just like, when they start talking about like, my idiot dad or whatever, and he fucking dies, and the guy's dissolved, and then they're all like doing his special move, and he starts shooting him. I think I was really pissed off at that point. And then I think by the second episode, I wasn't even like watching the show. That I think I just had a moment of reflection, being like, I think I'm being too. I think I need to like be more positive in general.
The show changed your life.
It was Stockholm. You were like, I still have 20 minutes of this, so I'm gonna have to gaslight myself into.
And I thought about it, and I thought about all the hard work that went into anime, and then I thought about all the kids that must think that this is so cool or whatever. And I think I started to be like, you know what, cool, they have characters and they're doing things, and I think if it probably is just the day. I think if you caught me on a different day, this could be like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, that's more what I would expect. So
I think I just wasn't paying attention enough, and I think I feel guilty. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
Okay, also, I do want to point this out, too, on that subject of positivity. Making anime and shipping anime is really freaking hard. So despite all the things we've said, every single member of that team working on that should be amazingly proud of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to give them a huge hand, and I really want to say congratulations on shipping a project that is industry standard.
Yeah,
great job.
Everything
awesome
looks great. You made a thing that's like entertaining and competent and makes people happy, and I think that's ultimately what's important. And
They did not
additionally,
make an isekai. Let's just say that too.
additionally, I think it's completely fair to criticize things and say like, "Oh, this thing is garbage and shit." But I think something that should be in the back of the mind of everyone who's watching these reviews: never be mean to people who work on these things. A lot of these people they still put hard work into it, and it's like a paycheck. So I mean, it shouldn't have to be said, but sometimes it should. Be nice to people, please.
I know we talk smack about the writing, but even the mangaka and the writer behind this, I do want to give them a lot of credit, because one thing I will say is this is escapism, but I don't think it's like vapid. I don't think it's toxic in any way.
Yeah, we're all having fun.
Yeah.
Even
like-
even the Mashal writers and artists and stuff don't go after them.
Exactly.
A part of me, it's like when a vampire goes into a church, and there's like a little bit of pain. A bit of pain came across me when I said that, but I gotta respect artists as one myself.
That's literally what I was like, wow, I was literally thinking this must be painful for him to say.
I will give I'm mad that this is a compliment, but the fact that this anime does not encourage slavery or tries to hand wave it away is a major plus for this. And I'm mad that I have to say that.
I was about to say at least this anime doesn't sexualize minors, but I think these are all kids, and some of the outfit choices they've been given are questionable. But we're positive today, and I think ultimately the conclusion of this whole spiel is that I was bored when watching it, and I did not pay attention to it. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all that. I was also bored while watching it, but also no disrespect. I mean, this goes retroactively for every single review I've given, good or bad. Nothing against the animators or the writers or the mangaka or whatever. But yeah, and sometimes even though I have inflammatory language when I talk about a series, I just think it's more fun to talk that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just more fun to say something's trash or whatever.
Now I want to
seriously respect to all those people, because it is very difficult. As we all know from personal experience.
We say to the three people watching this right now.
Yeah.
Don't go out and hate people, okay?
See, now I really want to go out and find a show where we do the exact opposite, where we're like, the person who wrote this should have been ashamed of themselves, and the people working on this should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, you should kill them. You should just murder them.
I mean, that's I kind of got very close to that when we were reviewing Dungeon Meshi.
That's insane. You're insane. You're an insane person. Actually, send hate Modi's way if you're going to send hate.
But what else was I going to... Okay, yeah. So I had one last question, which is, given the ratings you guys have given this, how many more points would you add to the series if it had would you add to your rating if it had dan level visuals and animation? How much would that change your opinion ratings wise, and would you be willing to continue if that was if just that one thing was different?
I would say it would add an extra 3 points, because I think the writing isn't bad enough to distract me from animation, and I think the animation would make me entertained enough to where I would stick through it.
Okay. So you would get it at a 7 or 8 then, if...
Yeah.
Okay.
My issue with stuff like Solo Leveling and Demon Slayer is that the writing is so bad that I can't, that it distracts me from the actual, animation. Whereas this is, I think the writing is solid enough to where I could enjoy the pretty pictures and not get distracted from it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I agree with that for the most part. I would probably... If I did it, I would probably, if that was the case, I would probably move it up from a 4.5 to no higher than a 6. Even if it's the absolute best Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 animation, I probably wouldn't give it more than a 6 just because of the story. And
now, if it was like Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 animation, it would stay the same for just the human rights violation.
But if it had that, it would definitely be enough for me to at least try episode 3. As it stands, I don't think I'm gonna try it, but like, I would probably still try episode 3 and then just drop it. But yeah, I think overall I would probably still drop it in the end. What about you, Matt?
So anywhere I think closer to unchanged to half a point. The main reason I like Dandadan is that I like its writing and characters. I think if a story is like bad enough, I'm just like not gonna like it. I'm just gonna kind of ignore a lot of the. I almost putting it on a separate category of like, yeah, the art's amazing, but I hated watching this either way, even though it was pretty. I mean, I kind of feel that way about, it's a whole other topic, but like Arcane Season 2. Incredible graphics, beautiful show, probably like some of the best animation, like honestly ever, in my opinion. Awful, terrible, hate it. Would probably give it like nothing above like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like I got so pissed
funny
at the story, but yeah, like I feel like maybe I would give it a half a point because I'm like, oh, this is more entertaining to watch at least. But like I feel like most of the time it would be unchanged.
Okay, I just want to point out it's really funny that every single time since season 2 of Arcane has come out that you mention it, like your feelings on it are worse and worse and worse. Like if we ask you next year, you'll be like, it was a 0 out of 10 worst thing ever created.
Our
I will say
just
that it
radically swapped.
I will say that it probably, made me give up on my hopes of humanity. I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm allowed to be disappointed. Yeah. Oh, but also I would continue it either way. Like I would continue this now if you guys wanted to, but I don't care.
Sorry, you cut off. What would you say?
I would continue this now if you guys wanted to, but I don't really care either way. But I will watch like most things just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I probably wouldn't be opposed to it if we didn't have a few other better things to watch. Yeah. But,
Kaiju, Gachikakdo.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
All right, so is that it? Do you guys have any final words?
I did have to watch like ads. Like I watched I think like 8 ads while watching these 2 episodes, and I'm really mad because of that. I think too. That makes me angry. I hate ads.
If I had to watch ads while watching this, it would have not gotten higher than like a 2.
Yeah, I would have made it through this.
I hate support. Okay, I'm going to say this too. I would never openly advocate to pirate things, but like the fact that I have to pay for Crunchyroll to like watch some of these shows, and then like it'll be so broken, and then I have to watch ads with it like anyways, pisses me off a lot. I hate that.
Crunchyroll is
it's bad.
Crunchyroll is a mess. It's yeah, it really is. But okay, so if that's all, then we'll leave it at that for today. Thank you all for watching our review of Tougen Anki episodes 1-2. This is probably going to be it for our Tougen Anki reviews, but come back next time. We will be either doing Gachiakuta or Kaiju number 8, and probably the week after that, or maybe 2 weeks after that, we'll get back to what is it? Dandadan.
Dandadan.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.